Life is precious, and we all have the opportunity of living it to the fullest. Unfortunately, so few of us know how to manage it all. How do we account for our opportunities? How do we account for our time? How do we account for our relationships, health, spirituality, homes, finances, influence, and careers? How do we account for the one life we have to live? I am so glad you asked. In this program, you will find answers to all of these questions and more. Welcome to the Account for Your Life podcast with your host, the healthy accountant himself, Jay Moore.
What's happening, everybody? I want to welcome you back to another episode of the Account for Your Life podcast. This is Jay Moore, the healthy accountant, helping you to account for your life. Today, we're going to talk about the 3 secrets of becoming the person you created to be. And we're going to look at an old story. Solomon's, I guess you would call it his crowning moment of how he became the person, even though he jacked up and messed some things up, but he became the person, the wisest man who ever lived, because he did something. And so we're going to talk about that, look at these secrets, look at how we can implement these secrets into our life immediately. So I'm super excited about today. Look, guys. Today is that day, man. The day we get to hang out, chill, relax. 7-day, you know, that day when, God set aside and said, rest. Don't do anything. Don't do your normal stuff. Remember what happened in 6 days. So definitely take some time to remember the whole 6-day journey that God shows us. My voice is pretty dark, low today. But anyway, let's jump right in this. 3 secrets of becoming the person. If you do any thinking about yourself, and I'm asking you, do you think about yourself, or is your time, basically, so busy that you don't have time to think about yourself? Today, you should think about yourself. Think about who you are. Think about who the person you are is. And a lot of time we totally mix up our cultural, our cultural identity with the identity that God's given us. I'm gonna say it again. We mix up our cultural identity with the identity that God's given us. And a lot of times we don't even know what the identity that God gave us because we're so wrapped up in the cultural identity of who we are. What's the cultural identity? Ask yourself, what's my cultural identity? Your cultural identity is just living by where you grew up, or it could even be the color of your skin. Like in my case, the cultural identity of the Black man, the Black woman, the person of color, has a lot. Dude, there's some challenges there. Like there's some problems there. Like, and I'll be honest, I'm not throwing any shade, but this country was built on racism. So if you think about the culture, if you just think about the cultural identity that we have, racism you can't get rid of it. You can't get now. If God decides that he's gonna wipe it out, then he can do it. But if you look at the cultural identity that's just embedded into the foundation, guys, if you build a house, foundation is what sets the tone. I'm saying it again. If you build a house, the foundation is what sets the tone. It means that whatever you do at the foundation is what's going to hold up the building, what's going to hold up the house. Like I'm sitting here in my house. Sometimes I walk around the house, I can see the foundation, which I can tell, just from the fact that I got to get my driveway replaced. They didn't do a great job. I'll be honest. We've had a portion of the driveway fixed before, as well as the walkway. And so the runoff, it lets me know the water runoff caused some issues with some of the things that happen. So, but the foundation is what sets the tone for that. The foundation is what did they put in the ground? How did they set up everything underneath the house to ensure the success of the house? Now, the house is not going to fall down. But the foundation is what sets the tone. So when we look at the culture that we live in, the culture that we live in gives us an identity. But let's look at the story of Solomon. Not the whole story. I think it's 2 Kings Second Kings 4 through 15. In your spare time today, go read Second Kings 4. I'm sorry, Second Kings chapter, no, I'm sorry, First Kings chapter 2. First Kings chapter 2, 4 through 15. Go read that for yourself. And in that passage, what Solomon was doing after he had just gotten finished, basically setting up an agreement with with Pharaoh, and now he went to give sacrifice, and so he goes gives some sacrifice to the Lord because he's the new king, and he wants to do it right. And after he does that, he goes to sleep, and then in his sleep he has a dream. You ever had a dream before? Man, I remember one of my dreams that I had in 2021. Hasn't come true yet in the present, but I know that it's true. So God gave him a dream. And guys, a lot of times that's how God talks to us. He's going to come at a time where it seems interesting. God's not going to show up physically. God's not going to be standing in front of us, saying to you, "Hey, Jay, what's going on?" No, God comes to Solomon in First Kings chapter 2, verse 4, and 4 it is after you read verse 4. And he said he has a dream, and he asked Solomon a question. "Hey, Solomon, what do you desire?" And Solomon, in his dream, and it's outlined here, he gives an answer that's an answer that we all should study. And this is where the three secrets come in. Think about this. Solomon knew he was king, but he knew that he says, "Well, I'm a little child." So first thing he's saying, one of the first secret is, "Hey, can you give me the wisdom to be the person you created me to be?" God created him to be the king. He is the king, and that's who he was created to be, the king at the time, the king of Israel. And he asked, "Give me the wisdom to be the person you created me to be, because I don't know nothing about this." Think about this. Give me the wisdom to be the person you've created me to be. Then it goes on to say, and he continues to talk, and he's talking about the fact that, you're giving me a group of people that I don't even understand. Lord, give me the wisdom to do the thing you've created me to do. So the first thing he's asking, "Hey, give me the wisdom to be the person I've created to be. Second, give me the wisdom to do the thing I've created to do." And then lastly, he says, now this is paraphrasing it because you got to study this for yourself. Give me the wisdom to serve the people you have given me to serve. He didn't say rule over them. He didn't say lord over them. He didn't say give me more money, more wealth, give me everything. I mean, yeah, he probably had he look, he wasn't messed up when it came to wealth. I mean, he had some. He had enemies, he had a whole bunch of things. But he says, "You know what? I got a big job coming up, and it doesn't look like I'm ready." What job do you have? What assignment have you been called to do? What assignment? This is a prayer here. So we can take this away, because I was praying this prayer. I said, "Lord, give me the wisdom to be the person you created me to be. Lord, give me the wisdom to do the thing you created me to do. Lord, give me the wisdom to serve the people you've created me and you've given me to serve." Look at those secrets there. Secrets that we could pray on a daily basis. Because look, at the end of the day, look, if we're going to become the person if you're going to become the person you created to be, Solomon's showing you how to do it. He says, look, and then after the prayer, he gets it. But here's another one. Here's a bonus for you. He says, "Well, give me a discerning heart that I would know right from wrong." That's number 4. I didn't even calculate that one in here. What's the 3? Lord, give me the wisdom to be the person you created me to be. Lord, give me the wisdom to do the thing you've created me to do. Lord, give me the wisdom to serve the people you've created me to serve. And Lord, give me an understanding to have a discerning heart so I can know right from wrong. If we're going to be the people we've been created to be, I think Solomon shows us a clear path. It's kind of like I was talking to some people yesterday, and we were talking about being successful kids and that kind of thing. And one of the things that we talked about on the call was, I said, well, here's the thing. Your kids and my kids will be successful. A lot of times they could be successful just by us being successful. It doesn't guarantee, nothing guarantees anything. I said, but if I'm really successful, then at least they have a path to go down. Our kids, a lot of kids, and I've heard this. Like it's funny because when I turned 28, it was almost like my head was starting to screw on a little bit better. 28, I heard somebody say 28 is one of these magical numbers for you're not a kid at that point. But as a person is growing, it's almost like, wow, bam, all of a sudden the person is ready. So if we create a path, think about this. If you pray the prayer, Lord, give me the wisdom to be the person I've created to be. Lord, give me the wisdom to do the thing you created me to do. Lord, give me the wisdom to serve the people you created me to serve. And then, Lord, give me understanding. Give me understanding to have a discerning heart so I can know right from wrong. What do you think can happen for our children? Because we are going down the path. We became the people we were created to be. Look, so here's the thing. My parents took me as far as I could go, as far as they could take me. Just like I'll take my kids as far as I can take them. It's always going to be their decision. So David took Solomon as far as he could take him. He showed Solomon what life could look like for him. But Solomon still knew, man, I ain't ready. Man, I need some help. Guys, we need help. And the Lord says that he freely gives wisdom. Solomon freely got some wisdom, and he prayed the prayer, Lord, give me the wisdom to be the person. Lord, give me the wisdom to do the thing. Lord, give me the wisdom to serve the people. And Lord, give me a discerning heart to know right from wrong. Guys, pray that prayer today. Pray it every day, because that prayer will help us become the people we were created to be. God bless you guys. I will hope to see you on the next episode. Jay Moore, the Healthy Accountant here, helping you to account for your life. I'll see you soon. Peace.
Thanks for joining us, listening friends. We are so glad you invested this time with us. Always remember, you only have one life to live, so live it to the fullest. This has been the Account for Your Life podcast with your host, the healthy accountant himself, Jay Moore. Until next time, make it a great day.